Welcome to Chasing Winners. Peter O'Neill, David Shortte and Jesse Erenshaw are about to join you to preview the meeting from Mandurah in the Peel tonight. They will also look in depth at the meeting from Cannington tomorrow night. The boys will also be joined by Ryan Levitsky, who will provide his best over the 2 nights of chasing. Let the chase begin.
And a very good morning, everyone. Welcome along to Chasing Winners. Big weekend of greyhound racing starting off tonight at Mandurah. The Spring Gift Finals, an absolute cracker tomorrow night at Cannington. As I say, very good morning to David Shortte and also the in-form trainer, Jesse Erenshaw. How are you, Shorty?
I'm going really nicely. Thank you, Pete. Good morning to your good self. Hello there, Jesse, and everyone tuned in to Chasing Winners. Happy Friday morning to you all. Pete, before we get to the man with a hot hand over there training winners right, left and centre, I just quickly wanted to acknowledge that final race meeting last night there at Dapto. Hats off to all concerned. I just thought it was a wonderful farewell to a venue that's meant an awful lot to the sport. Some 89 years the track has been running. It's been a staple on a Thursday night for punters that love a wager on the greyhounds there at Dapto. Some of the old callers were there. We got to see a massive crowd on track, which was just so heartening to see, and some really good racing, and I thought it was done particularly well by all concerned there at Dapto. And a couple of the callers loved hearing Timmy Newbold back on the airwaves, and also Darren Flindell, for a guy that's now the #1 premier thoroughbred race caller in Sydney, and has spent all that time up in Hong Kong. He has never forgot his roots, Darren Flindell. I've got such a huge amount of respect for the man that he's always left the door ajar and supported greyhound racing. There's many others that would have forgotten where they came from, Pete, but he's a man that I just have enormous respect for, Darren Flindell, and the way he spoke about the sport and the track and the participants last night, you can't have anything but the utmost respect for the man.
No, it's certainly a good way to send out Dapto. Jesse Erenshaw, who's training winner after winner after winner. How are you?
Fantastic. Unfortunately, we're not on a show about training winners. We're on a show about tipping winners, so hopefully we can find some this afternoon and evening.
Well, you might be able to combine the two, Jesse.
I'll try my best.
You did well last week. We just stuffed up the second and third legs of the multi. But anyway, let's get into tonight's program. It starts off over the 300 metres, and the favourite in the first, Jesse, is with #1 Beyond the Stars at 350. It's a fairly open betting market, but Megan Magistro has the favourite. Do you think that he can turn his form around? Because of late, he hasn't been able to get onto the dais.
I'm not sure if any of these could turn their form around, Pete. This is a shocking race. But for tips, 2, 3, 6, 7, 2, Atlanta's been racing in more difficult company, so maybe return to a country novice over 300 could see her return to the winners list. From 2 Broke Mates, #3, 3rd 6 King Cooper, and 4th 7 Felon Dave. 2, 3, 6, 7 race 1.
This is a very, very challenging way to kick off the program. It
Conversation continues, doesn't it?
Oh, man. Look at this. So there's, in all of the form, all 8 runners in their last 5 runs for all 8 of them, there are 2 placings to work with. So that's 5. That's 40 runs. There's 2 placings from 40 starts amongst this batch. So, look, from a punting perspective, it does reek of dartboard, doesn't it? So I'll go with #1 on top, Beyond the Stars, placed 1 of 2 from the draw, has won from box number 2, and at this point in time, you go back sort of 6 runs ago, was placed, and it has run 17.33 here from an inside draw. If it runs to that, could win by a big space. So 1 on top from 5, Mum's a Hoot, 6, King Cooper, and 2, Atalanta, 1562.
Yeah, we talk to ourselves sometimes why this couldn't be race 9 and 10, these 2 early races going into 11:30 on the East Coast. I'm not sure, but I'm going 1, 6, 3 and 5 Beyond the Stars on top. But like you mentioned, it's a tough way to start the program.
Jesse, can you just recap your numbers?
2, 3, 6, 7.
2, 3, 6 and 7.
Regency Boy hasn't got much form either in recent starts, although they have been over longer journeys, and Damien Cudelli drops him back for the first time over the 300 metres, and he's opened up Shorty as the favourite at $2.30.
There's no doubt that Regency Boy's the class runner here. So if you have a look at what this greyhound was doing across in Victoria prior to arriving here in WA, there's a win there at the Meadows in 30 and 35. The greyhound was placed at Sandown on a number of occasions. It's got its share of ability, but we haven't seen it, and it's now dropping back in distance. So there needs to be a degree of trust if you're getting involved with this particular greyhound. I just thought that the class might come to the fore in, again, what's not an overly strong race. So country grade 6 level for a dog that's run that time at the Meadows. If it runs anywhere near that, it's hard to beat. Dangers, there's plenty of them. Number 1, Hurricane Holly. I thought number 6, Oakley Bell, is always never too far from the action. And 7, Our Boy Doug. I wouldn't faint if 2, Spin King or 4, Cheers Cobber, showed up. It's another really challenging race with minimal form to work with. So 3, 1, 6, 7.
3, 1, 6, 7 for Shorty. I've gone 6, 3, 4 and 1. With 6, Oakley Bell on top. 4 back ran second in 17.36. A repeat of that performance should see her pretty hard to beat here. From number 3, Regency Boy, probably the most racing against the hardest sort of company, drops down and trip. But what's alarming is he hasn't really been spearing the boxes over the 488 to Mandurah to back him. For 3rd, number 4, Cheers Cobber, and for 4th, 1, Hurricane Holly. 6, 3, 4, 1, race number 2.
Another tough race. Regency Boy, as Jesse mentioned, he's been slow out at his last 3 over longer journeys, and then he drops back to 300 metres. Where does he get to early? So I'm going to go with number 1, Hurricane Holly at the better price. A greyhound with a good record from inside draws. All 3 of her career victories, and she's only had 3 of them, have all come from box number 1. She gets that tonight. Can she turn her form around? She hasn't gone very quick at the last 2, but maybe she can surprise. Number 3, Regency Boy, because of the class, I'll put in for 2nd. 6, Oakley Bell. 7, Our Boy Doug. 1, 3, 6 and 7. To race number 3, another open market here. Fearless Russ and also Incredible Mouse, both at $3.50. I'm going with one whose form reads 8th, 7th, 7th, 7th and 7th. And that is Fearless Russ from box number 1 for Trevor Augustin. A greyhound who's got a good record from inside draws, and in a very, very open race, I thought that was the way to go, although $3.50 is not really that enticing for a greyhound with that sort of form, Shorty. Number 2, Esperance Ace, was placed 2 starts ago in a reasonable time over the 400. Number 3, Incredible Mouse, was a last start winner, and 8, Turk's Dream. Greyhound with a reasonable record from wide draws as well. Evergreen Chaser, 1, 2, 3 and 8.
Well, Pete, we hear the old adage, horses for courses. In our world, there's races for chasers, and this race is for the chaser Fearless Russ. Greyhound that's had the 6 starts from box 1, 2 wins, 2 placings. You go back some 8 starts ago there at Northam, off inside draw, 1 in 17.30. There's a placing there at Cannington behind Hello Bailey. There's a win here at Mandurah in 17.31. There's a placing in 17.26. Fearless Russ is capable of running the time. It's going to get a lovely run with Esperance Ace drawn in box number 2. Likes to use a little bit of the circuit, so it's got its own personal bodyguard early. There's no excuses for Fearless Russ tonight. 1 on top from 3, Incredible Mouse, who's been pretty good in recent starts. It's won 2 of its last 4 in 17.10 and 17.20. While it's up in grade, they're good times, and if it can run to those here, then it would be in the mix. The concern I have is Esperance Ace could be taking care of business early to make it tricky for that dog. Number 8, Turk's Dreams, never far from the action. 2, Esperance Ace is another that's very consistent place getter. Wouldn't faint if 6, Judge De Bruyne or 4, Glow Girl found their way into the numbers either. Good race, but Fearless Russ, this is the right night, right box draw, right setup. 1, 3, 8, 2.
I've gone 1, 3, 2 and 6. I agree with you, boys. I think this is the race that you can actually jump in and have a confident bet in Fearless Russ. 5 starts in this grade for 2 wins and 2 minus. Only unplaced once in this grade, and comes up with a beautiful box draw with Esperance Ace using the track. So 1 on top from number 3, Incredible Mouse, the obvious danger. 2, Esperance Ace, and for 4th, number 6, Judge De Bruyne. 1, 3, 2, 6, race number 3.
And he is dropping back from grade 4 to a 5-6 as well, so another plus for him. Let's go to race number 4, Novice over the 488 metres. Affiliated is the favourite, currently at $2. With nice win 2 starts back, and then was beaten odds-on favourite last start, Jesse, where there was a few excuses.
Yeah, hit the inside running rail, lost all momentum. In fact, probably wasn't a bad run considering the conditions as well. It was a hard track to make up ground. So Affiliated goes on top from number 7, Just a Nuisance. Returns after running at Cannington last start. Was a winner in 27.58 over this trip. 2 starts back. For 3rd, number 5, Rambo Shout. Brings some solid city class form here to Mandurah. And for 4th, number 1, Just a Madam. 2-7-5-1, race number 4.
Shazam for me, 2-7-5-1, 2 on top, Affiliated. Disappointing last week. It's rare that you don't often see dogs hit the running rail without being sort of forced into it within running.
Yes,
and this dog just hit it.
strange.
I'm like, wow. But you have a look, and it's only had that was its 7th career start. And, I mean, you can't exactly say don't do that again, but normally they learn their lesson pretty quickly, and it's a good trait to be in scraping paint, you know, being a really hard railer. So hard to be too upset with the performance, and the dog prior had shown some pretty good signs. Member of a good litter, 2 on top, affiliated from 7, Justin Nuisance, who was pretty good prior to that last start performance when finishing down the track. That was from a wide draw there in town in a pretty hot race. Next best, number 5, Rambo Shout. I thought at a price you could include this greyhound. It's been going around in much tougher races of late. Should appreciate this sort of race. And one, Justin Madam, another member of the Hells team that's been racing consistently of late. 2, 7, 5 and 1 for me. Race number 4, Pete.
2, 7, 1 and 8 for me, affiliated on top as well. Just a question, is there like a fall? Do they lose confidence when they hit the rail?
Some can. It sort of depends on the personality of the dog.
Yeah.
And how hard you hit the rail. A combination of both.
They do learn pretty quick, though.
Yeah, and the dog, to be fair, the dog picked itself up pretty quickly and sort of kept chasing without too many dramas. So I don't think it'll be a massive issue in this instance, but it's a unique scenario. You don't see it all that often. So hopefully all is well, and looking forward to seeing affiliated go around and hopefully run well again tonight.
So 2, 7, 1 and 8 for me in race number 4. Race number 5, first leg of the major quaddie, and the favourite here is with the informed trainer Jesse Erenshaw and Rusty Rocket, a greyhound who's had 2 starts, 2 wins. Can he overcome box number 8, Jesse?
I think he can. He should get a nice little cut in the race. There's not a lot of speed on his inside, and he's got enough pace. I think he can burn him off. It's just whether he can get across Satara's Image. I don't think he can, but I do think he is stronger than Satara's Image. So I've got Rusty Rocket on top from 4, Satara's Image, who I think will lead, but will tire late. For 3rd, number 2, Toxic Parks, run some nice races in this grade. And for 4th, number 6, Merrill's Lad, who's run some nice races at Cannington in City Class Company, but probably a bit too slow early to challenge these. 8, 4, 2, 6, race number 5.
Great push there, Shorty.
Yeah, I had Rusty on top and was good to us. It's been good to us the last couple of starts, so no reason for me to be jumping off Rusty. I think Jesse's read the race well too. I think Zatara's Image, just on those early sectionals, may have the edge in the early stages of this race. So Rusty may have to sort of camp just behind or outside of the dog, but I think that overall you sort of got about a length and 3/4 on Zatara's Image best time when you look at the PB for Rusty. So as long as the dog gets across without too many dramas, I think it can land in that 2nd spot, and from there maybe just be that touch stronger than Zatara's Image. Late Danger is that dog who'll be leading. 1, Geordie Lad is another dog that's got its share of speed. He'll be up there and can run well. 2, Toxic Park hasn't been too far from the action of late, and I'd also definitely be including number 5 at the skinny end of your trifectas and first 4's Speedy Ed. But for me, 8, 4, 1 and 2.
8, 4, 1 and 2 for me as well. Rusty Rocket on top. That qualifying trial, he improved to 2nd for his first win. Was that a training performance, or was it a wet track?
I think that was just an inexperienced dog, first time in field conditions.
Wow.
He's improved
I'd like
a lot.
him to find another 20 lengths, that'd be nice.
Yeah, if we could keep that trend going. But it's a really healthy sort of improvement in a short space of time. Clearly the dog, it's a regally bred type by Fernando Bale out of Phosphines. How did you get this dog, Jess?
I actually brought 2 pups out of the litter from the bloke who owns it, Kevin Adams.
Okay.
And then this one wasn't strong enough to run 400, so to run 500, so he sent it over to me and taken care of it.
The other dogs from the litter that you've got, are they good?
Caribbean Cool and Kabuki Warriors, they're very average. Very
wow.
honest.
So this might Rusty might end up being the best of the 3?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, hopefully he can make it 3 on the trot for you tonight.
Yeah, good luck tonight. Rusty Rocket on top from 4, Zatara's Image, Geordie Lad and Toxic Park. It's a good field, so he'll need to be on his game, but I think he's a smart young pup. Let's go to race number 6, and the short price favourite here is Catch the Field, who was beaten at her last 2. One of those down here at Mandurah behind another Jimmy, and she steps back up, and you have to take $1.34 tonight, Shorty.
Pete, this is one of those ones where I sort of put the best bet out early in the week on a few different shows and things that I do, and there's no prices out. And I was thinking it'd be at least maybe 160, very worst case scenario, more like sort of 170, 180. So The $1.34's come up, and I'm not loving the price, but I'm loving the way that the dog's going in the race that it's found itself in here, and I guess that's why the bookies have put it up this price. But it's now a tip but no bet at that price. So 6 on top. 7 West on Caddy is some threat. This dog's above average when it gets it right. We have seen this dog run well in town. Over the 500, beaten only a length behind Celtic Goddess going back 4 starts ago. It's won over the 488 in 27 and 63, defeating Fast Bite, who we know is a nice type. So it wouldn't faint if West on Caddy gave the 6 a run for its money. 2, West on Ariel, and number 8 in Go Get 'em Scooby. 6, 7, 2 and 8, race 6.
Shazam, 6, 7, 2 and 8 for me with Catch the Fields on top.
I'm going 6, 2, 7 and 1. Catch the Fields over West on Ariel. Nice record from an inside draw. West on Caddy and Sunset Snitch 6, 2, 7 and 1. Now, Samara Pickett sent through the scratchings. You can take out 2 in the first, which might make it easier for punters to have a crack at the opening event at 6.52. Number 4, Another Hoot, and 8, Long Gone, both come out. So 4 and 8, reserves out of races 2 and 3, and the reserve out of race number 8. So thanks to Samara for sending that information through. Let's go to race number 7 on the program, free for all over the 400 metres, and Surf the Suns at $2.70 in from $3.10, while Aston Nero's drifted from $2 out to $2.15. Jesse.
I've gone with Surf the Sun here. I just think it might get a bit messy for the outside division. Sunset Ali, Aston Nero, Kryptonite and Beulah all have really good speed, and I think Surf the Sun might be able to cross the inside to Lady Sherwood, Artist and Artist, and sit on Aussie Gem at the first corner. So I'm going to go with the Surf the Sun on top. It's been just a model of consistency in this grade over the last couple of weeks. For second, number 7, Sunset Ali. For third, 8, Aston Nero. And for fourth one, Aussie Gem. 4, 7, 8, 1, race number 7.
Yeah, it's really good race. A lot of high speed and high pressure. When that's the case, I tend to either like to go to the extreme inside or the extreme outside. And so with Aussie Gem drawing 1 here, I thought Surf the Sun could be really sort of pouring it on Aussie Gem. I thought those two might sort of find each other really ramping things up, and thought that might allow Aston Nero to just get that sort of slingshot around the outside. It's a dog that does appreciate box number 8. It's had the 6 starts from the Fairy Floss. It's won 5 of them. You go back to July and June, the dog was running a slashing 15 and 67 over the 275 there at Cannington when it last drew box number 8. So has no problems at all with the draw. While there is pace inside, I thought that Aston Nero might be able to just get up there and maybe sneak around them. And if that's to be the case, it'll be pretty hard to beat. From number 4, Surf the Sun, who, to be fair, is absolutely humming at the moment. Had no luck last time out, but those 2 prior runs here, 22-8 and 22-26 were both elite performances. 7, Sunset Ali, loves a wide draw. It returned to the winners list last week from box number 8 at a nice price. Normally hits the frame when it draws off the track. And number 1, Aussie Gem, who's another going really well. It's a great race. 8, 4, 7 and 1 though. Aston Nero with that excellent box 8 record will do me in this race, Pete.
Yeah, it's a very good field considering Aussie Gem won that final 2 starts ago. Over next thing you know, that was a really strong final, and she comes up with box number 1, but I've put her in for 4th. I've gone Surf the Sun on top. He is flying at the moment for Gary Nelson. He's very consistent as well. Number 7, Sunset Ali. That was a really good win last start. 8, Aston Nero, 1, Aussie Gem, 4, 7, 8, 1. Very good race, though, the 7th event. To race number 8, the favourite here is Career Highlight, number 5 at $1.90. It'll give the opportunity for the team down at the Cut Tavern to go along and watch. He's absolutely flying. Beaten on debut, Shorty, and then goes on a roll, winning at his last 7. And I think $1.90 is a good price about this greyhound who's, as we mentioned last week, just knows how to win.
Yeah, it's the old adage, winners win, and this dog's just in the habit. He doesn't break the clock, but he just keeps finding ways to get the job done. It was another big win last time out, 7 3/4 lengths. 30 and 08. Prior to that was sub 30, 29.95. The record's magnificent. We touched on the Littermate earlier by Tommy Shelby out of Joker Poker. They just keep on turning up and winning, really professional greyhounds. It's the dog to beat, but I don't love the price. So I was hoping again for a slightly better about Miss Ronnie Mack, who has often at Mandurah got out to big prices. It may still drift out to get to a decent price if the money comes for a dog like Career Highlight or Cabin Crew later, just under the each way odds. So I think Miss Ronnie Mack is a threat in the race, and last time we saw her here was only 2 back behind Spooky Hook, who would be pretty short favourite in a race like this. Got within a length of it in 27 and 30. So something like that for Miss Ronnie Mack, despite her likely to be getting back a little bit, will be charging home. Danger clearly 5 Career Highlights, just price sensitive there. 6 Cabin Crew never runs a bad race. What about the consistency of this canine? As far as the eye can see, the last 10 starts, no further back than 4th, which it has been twice, but all around it, 1 win, 2nds and 3rds. So a great roving banker style of play. Number 8, Sky Rain. Kirsty Moore's got this dog humming at the minute. And yeah, like you wouldn't faint if, Aston Kennedy, Formula Fun, Come Find Me. They're all going well. This is a great race. 3, 5, 6 and 8.
I've gone 5, 6, 3, 4 with 5 Career Highlight on top. Just hard to knock his form, and he's first up over the trip. Probably the only concern, but these runs at Cannington suggest that he should be able to put a quick 27.4 time on the board and on speed early. So he goes on top. From the 6 Cabin Crews, run a sack of placings of late for 3rd. Number 3, Miss Ronnie Mack. I didn't think she was that bad of a run last start over the 7.15, and her performance in that free-for-all was fantastic the week before. And for 4th, number 4, Formula Fun. 5, 6, 3, 4, race number 8.
So 5, 6, 7 and 4 for me. Career Highlight on top to win again from number 6, Cabin Crew, who's been knocking on the door and I think can be placed. Number 7, Come Find Me. And 4, Formula Fun. 5, 6, 7, 4 in race number 8 on the card. Let's go to race number 9. It's over the 400 metres, and the favourite is with number 2, Rigatoni Manelli at $3.80, Sunset Nightjar at $3.90. Southern Star's got an impeccable record from box number 1. Shorty, he's currently quoted around $7. He's won 5 of 8, I should say. Placed another 2 occasions. Do you give him a chance?
It's like you've read my notes, Pete. Bang on the mark here with Southern Star. I'm really surprised at what a great price it's holding up at here, Southern Star, to be honest. It's the overall record, as Pete alluded to, 5 wins, 2 placings from 8 attempts from box 1. Only 2 starts ago off this draw in town, ran 21.77. You go back a few starts before that when it had the cherry, 21 and 68, which is really moving along. The time prior that it had box number 1, it finished runner-up here at Mandurah, but have a look who beat it. Iconic Jet, who goes around as the favourite in the Spring Gift. There's a draw from box 2. There's a win there in 22.47 and a 22.46 win here when it's drawn box 1. So pretty much when Southern Star draws red, I'm happy to bet. And at $7, it's a pretty easy bet to have from my perspective. So Southern Star on top at a nice price. From number 5, Sunset Nightjar. In this grade, Sunset Nightjar, surely it's only a matter of time. Gee, it's a classy dog. It's run a lot of races of high distinction against our best sprinters, so you have to respect this dog. Likewise, number 2, Rigatoni Manelli. Thought number 6 in our Aussie Opal deserve respect on the downgrade. Dogs like Fernando Fun and our Benson are no mugs either. It's a good race, but Southern Star from its favourite draw will get me at the $7, Jesse. 1526.
Me too. I'm with Southern Star as well. I like the box draw. The only query I'd have is he going to be a bit flat after the 488 metre effort where he really tired late? So I'm with them on top. I thought it's an each-way quote. You have to have a throw at the stumps. From number 5, Sunset Nightjar. For 3rd, 4 Our Benson. And for 4th, 6 Hours the Opal. 1546, race number 9.
I'd normally be all over the stats of box number 1 for Southern Star, but I just think it's too big a rise up in class for him. So I'm going with number 5, Sunset Nightjar on top with a fallback in company. Number 2, Rigatoni Manelli's another one who's been chasing very well. Number 6, Our Aussie Opal. And 1 Southern Star, 5261. Race number 9 to race number 10, and the favourite here in the last event in a very open market is Dawn Raider, Shorty at $2.60.
Yeah, this is an interesting race to round out the program, Pete, and I thought you could make a case for most of the field. It's a bit of a recurring theme. There's a lot of really open races tonight. I'm teaming up with a dog here that is up in grade, but I think he's capable. Was only just run down by the very talented Our Benson last week. I speak of Katajan, and there's dogs with more class in this race, but I think it's drawn really well, and I think it's confident and racing at the peak of its powers at the minute. So while it's up in grade and there's other dogs that have raced in much harder, from the draw, I'm prepared to team up with Catajan here. So 1 on top. From number 7, Aston Florin. Now, this dog we've only seen a couple of times here in WA, but one of them, it ran a sizzling 21, or 3 times, pardon. One of them, it's run a slashing 21 and 69 there over the 381 in town. So something like that here from Aston Florin would see it very hard to beat. 4, Junkyard Clyde, make no mistake, is the most talented canine in this field. But I go back to some of the discussions we've had about this canine. I've always wanted to be on Team Junkyard Clyde, but the fact that there's a couple of versions of Clyde have had me at different stages just having a pass card instead of a jump-on card. And tonight, I just need to see him return to his best before I can step into Clyde. And 6, Let Me Cook, is another racing really well, but you can make a case for most. 1746.
I'll go 4816. Probably not a race that I'd have an investment in, but for Junkyard Clyde, I think he's the class runner of the field. We know he's run 29.4 at Cannington, so if he can repeat that here at Mandurah, he should well and truly go close to breaking 22. From number 8, Dawn Raider. This is an interesting chaser. Won 2 of his last 3 at Maitland over the 400, which is obviously a similar track to Mandurah, and you can only go off what the best of the night was, and he ran it on those 2 occasions. For 3rd, number 1, Cardajan, and for 4th, I'll throw in 6, Let Me Cook, 4, 8, 1 and 6.
I think this is a good race to have an investment in. I haven't got the favourite in my top 4, but John Righetti's a very good trainer, and there has been support already for this dog. He's 275 into 260. I'm going with number 7, Aston Florin. I like his record on the East Coast, and that win up in town that I called a couple of runs ago was very, very impressive. He had no luck at all last start. I think he can get some galloping room here, and she's very quick. So 7 on top, Aston Florin. Number 6, Let Me Cook, was a really quick winner from a wide draw 2 starts back and has got that early speed. Number 5, Cheers Jacks, has been in sparkling form, winning at his last 2. He went 15.93, 2 start to go up in town, Shorty, and 1, Catajan, 7.651 in race number 10. I think it's a good race. The last. Now,
Pete, just quickly, I note that you didn't have Junkyard Clyde in your numbers, and you have been a bit of a fan of the dog on the way through. He's burnt me too many times now, Shorty. Okay. Yeah. No. I agree with everything you say. I don't want to put the dog down. He's won 13 times. Correct. And he's won $68,000 in stake money, but yeah, I can't find him. And if he wins tonight, good luck. I mean, you know, the hard part is that last time this dog drew box 4 at Cannington, it dropped to 29.52. Yeah. Like, that's when you've got a dog that's capable of doing stuff like that, but then it hasn't really fired up since. You just, as a punter, it's a really challenging affair to know exactly when he's going to return to his best. But until you see it after an extended run, you just have to be a patient, wait till the dog returns. Hopefully he gets his confidence back up and gets firing soon. And the other dog that I didn't have in my numbers is simply because of the price, and I just wanted to see it first up, is Dawn Raider in that race, Pete. But like you said, this dog comes here with 11 wins and 6 placings. If you like it, I'm not talking you out of the dog. It's certainly shown that it's well above average with a very good winning strike rate and in good hands with John Righetti. And that's why I would like to have seen this race as the opening event on the program, because there's 6, 7, maybe even 8 winning chances where punters can actually get involved, and it boosts the turnover, which is what we're all trying to do, and that is boost turnover. Now, Ryan Levitsky... And lots of form. Lots of winning form. 100%. I think on that one, the first 2 or 3 races wouldn't be on Sky 1 is probably their theory behind it. Yeah. It's 10:30 into, or 11:30 into Melbourne, Sydney. Is anyone betting at that time? Anyway, it's an argument that probably doesn't need to be had by us. It's smarter people make those decisions. Ryan Levitsky, he's very smart, and he goes race 5, number 4, Zatara's Image, to be able to knock you off. Oh, thanks, Ryan. Race 5, number 4. Race 6, number 6, Catch the Feels, and race 8, number 6, Cabin Crew. So race 5, number 4, race 6, number 6, race 8, number 6. And then on Saturday night, race 3, number 4, Benali. Race 6, number 6, Max Capacity. And race 11, number 1, Spooky Hook.
Race 3, number 4. Race 6, number 6. Race 11, number 1. Shorty, your best and a quaddie, please.
Best bets, Pete. On a pretty tricky night, I'll be honest. The first of them's come up too short, so that doesn't help us much. 6-6 Catch-a-Feels. I do like race 7, number 8, Aston Nero. Just from that draw, the dog does excel. And race 8, number 3, Miss Ronnie Mack each way. The 3 and 5, you throw the 6 in there, Cabin Crew. I think 3, 5 and 6, you play around with those numbers in race number 8, and I think you can get a result. Quaddie-wise, leg 1, 1, 2, 4 and 8. Leg 2, 6 and 7. Leg 3, 1, 4, 7, 8. And then home with 3, 5 and 6. That's 1, 2, 4, 8, 6, 7, 1, 4, 7, 8, 3, 5, 6. $96 for a full unit. $9.60 will get you 10%. Jesse, how do you see things tonight?
I like race 3, number 1, Fearless Russ. Race 4, number 2, Affiliated. And race 9, number 1, Southern Star. You can have that place in that multi, but I thought $7 is still very generous odds. For a quaddie, we'll go 4-8 the first leg, Standout 6 the second leg, 1, 4, 7 and 8 the third leg, and we'll bring it home with 3, 5 and 6, Pete.
I'm going race 8, number 5, Career Highlight, and race 10, number 7, Aston Florin. So in the last, which is a tough race, I'm going out on a limb, Shorty.
Good on you, Pete. Well, that time standard's spectacular, really, isn't it? That was a stunning win, that 21.69 against some good quality opposition.
And he's got some good dogs in his care at the moment, Cody. He's really investing in the industry. Like, I know he's building a new kennel block at the moment. He's spending a fortune on that. So he's got confidence, and I think that the greyhounds actually can sense that confidence, and he's got winners wherever he goes, whether it's at Northam, Cannington or Mandurah.
Borrow some of this confidence off of him.
You should have plenty. You should have plenty of your own. You're going quite nicely. The other thing I'd say is the association that he's built up with Ray Border certainly hasn't hurt his team of late. He's sent him over some pretty nice Aston dogs in recent times.
He's a nice guy as well. Let's go to race number 1 on Saturday night. It's over the 381 metres. No market up at the moment. It's a novice. I'll go first if you like, and I'm tipping Jesse Erenshaw to have a winning double on separate nights. So Missing Cash, a greyhound who was very impressive from this draw 2 starts ago when showing speed. Got to check at an important point last start from a wide draw when I thought that she was going to cross. I think she can win again. So number 2, Missing Cash to win. From number 4, Divot, a greyhound who'd put a couple of nice wins together down at Mandurah, comes up to Cannington for the first time under race conditions. Mob Mentality is an interesting runner, Shorty. Was impressive winning in a good time from a wide draw at at Cannington last start. And number 1, Aston Creamer for Cosy D'Agostino is a greyhound who's come across from Victoria and has been fairly consistent over there. 2, 4, 7, 1.
2, 4, 7 and 1 are the numbers there for Pete. Another really interesting way to kick off the program here, punters. Look, I'm pretty sure that number 2, Missing Cash, can give our man here a pretty nice weekend in store.
You got more confidence than me.
It's not the strongest of races, this, and
I'll give you the tip. One of the owners, Sam Marsh, won't keep it in his kennel for long if he doesn't get the results.
It's the early
she's
speed.
ruthless.
Early speed's a key here. I think it certainly can play a part. So 2 on top from 1, Aston Creamer, 7, Mob Mentality, and 4, Divot. 2, 1, 7, 4. I'll be learning more, though, from the first, Jesse. How do you see it?
2 starts ago. Remember we discussed this last week? Pinged out. Landed 3 lengths. The lid's open, and she was 3 lengths in front of any other runner.
It's a good spot to be up front in, sort of low-grade maiden novice-style races while everyone's learning what to do.
I've gone 4, 2, 7 and 1. I'm with 4.
Doesn't even tip his own dog.
Well, look, I know what Missing Cash can run, and I don't think he could run 22.55 like what Divot did at Mandurah in a qualifying trial. So if Divot can run anywhere near that, I think it should be running 21.6, 21.7 at Cannington. So I'm with Divot on top from 2, Missing Cash. For third, number 7 in Mob Mentality, and for fourth, 1, Aston Creamer. 4, 2, 7, 1, race number 1.
Let's go to race number 2. Starlight Snowy's at $3.40.
What do you want me to lie to the punters, Pete?
No.
No, you've got to call it as you see it, Jesse.
Good point. If it wins by 5 tomorrow night, the stewards will be calling you in. Starlight Snowy, $3.40. A greyhound who was a really smart winner from this draw 2 starts ago, defeated Benali, who I've got a high opinion of, and I'm going to put her on top to win again. Number 4. From number 6, Oosthausen, a greyhound who was a really good winner 2 starts back and then didn't have a lot of luck behind Rapido Ace when getting run down last start. Number 5, Rapido Kuna's got ability, and 1, Just a Bindi. 4, 6, 5 and 1. Jesse?
I've gone 6, 4, 5 and 2 with 6 Oosthuizen on top. If he can repeat his last couple of efforts, jump to the front, I think he'd be very hard to beat on speed. From 4, Starlight Snowy's run some really nice races of late. For third, 5, Rapido Kuna, the most talented greyhound in the field, but he's got to get his racing manners sorted. And for fourth, number 2, Scarlet's Boy, 6, 4, 5, 2, race number 2.
6, 4, 5 and 2 for Jesse. I've gone 4, 5, 6 and 2 here. 4 on top, Starlight Snowy. For the star mentor, Paul Stewart. From 5, Rapido Kuna. The 6 dog there, Oosthuizen, and 2 Scarlet's Boys got its paw on the till. Just a Bindi, wouldn't be surprised to see it hit the frame in a race like this. City of Love likewise. It's a really good race. 4, 5, 6 and 2. Very deep though, Pete. How do you see it?
I've gone with 4, 6, 5 and 1. Starlight Snowy on top of Oosthuizen. Number 5, Rapido Kuna. 1, Just a Bindi. 4, 6, 5 and 1. 2 starts ago, Starlight Snowy defeated Bernali, and Bernali is the favourite in the next, currently at $2.60. A greyhound who put those 3 seconds together, one of those behind Starlight Snowy, and then had no luck last start from a wide draw over the 600 metres. Didn't go to plan for Chris Holst and Noel Mugovan, but I think she can bounce back. Shorty, what do you think?
I think you're bang on the mark, Pete. She's the favourite of mine. And look, I don't think we've seen the very best of her yet. She's, her stats tell us that. She's 10 for 1, 3 and 1. But I love the way that she smashes a line over 500. And this has to be a pet distance in time, surely, you would think. If logic comes to the fore here, and sometimes in greyhound racing it doesn't always work that way, but if you sat down and watched every run of Bernali to this point of its career, you would swear that the 600 metres is going to be a very good starting point, and potentially 700 metres is on the radar as well. So moving a bit closer to the fence here from box 4 rather than 8 last week, it should be able to land a bit closer. And it's not even about how close it lands. It's more just about not getting buffeted. So Bernali for me on top, going to make it a special. I think we'll have a purple patch at some point over the next little bit when Bernali gets its confidence up, steps okay, and learns how to race over this middle distance trip. I think it's above average. So 4, make it a special. From 1, Just a Lad. 8, Just a Babe. 2, Rapido Warrior. And 7, Reinvigorated, must be in trifectas and first fours. 4, 1, 8, 2.
Same numbers, slightly different order. 4, 8, 2 and 1. I'm with Shorty here, Bernali. She will be a star over 600 metres once she gets her confidence up. Her run last week, she was a victim of box number 8, but if you look, she won a maiden in 29.88 and went 5.47 and 18.47 off the back. Factor in that she's more than capable of putting in a really good run home. I'm not surprised to see her run a 34.7, 34.6 on Saturday night. From number 8, Just a Babe. For third, 2, Rapido Warrior. And for fourth one, Just a Lad. He bobs up at big odds for places. 4, 8, 2 and 1.
I'm going 4, 2, 7, 8. Bernali on top as well. I agree with you, boys. That box draw for her last week was terrible. Number 2, Rapido Warrior's got a fair bit of ability and learning. Number 7 in Reinvigorated was a good run last start from an inside draw. And number 8, Just a Babe. 4, 2, 7 and 8. Let's go to race number 4 over the 715 metres. West on Ace is currently the favourite at $2.05 in from $2.10. It's an interesting race. Shorty, which way are you going here?
Pretty keen on the prospects here of West on Ace. Loved what we saw from this greyhound late last week, running down Zenny Bale. It was almost turbocharged over the concluding stages, and that's exactly what you want to see when you see the greyhound stepping up to the 700 metres from the 600. So you would suggest off that performance shouldn't pose too many problems, the extra journey here. And likewise, on pedigree, the mother West on Violet was a very nice stayer. So happy enough to have the 5 on top from 7 in Tilly Rose, who continues to race really well for the Chile man. She's had 8 starts, track and trip, and been placed in 6 of them, and consistency at its very best here. Last 6 straight runs, Pete, has hit the frame over this journey. So Chile man, one thing you say about him and his dogs, when he gets them healthy and well and a bit of confidence, they will run you the same race week in, week out. He's a very, very good mentor. Next best, number 2, Rapido Jedi. You'd think with a dog like West on Ace, it might need a little bit of good fortune to win this race. And our old favourite, Hippie Trail, look at that, 4.44 at its last three. It'll continue to run 2, 3 or 4 in these 700-metre races and fill up the coffers of punters that rove it through those novelties, 5, 7, 2 and 6.
I'll go 2, 5, 7 and 6. She's not a greyhound, or he's not a greyhound. I put a lot of confidence in Rapido Jedi, but I just think he might be able to pinch a break here. There's not a lot of pace in this race, and
he hasn't been able to run it out though, has he?
No, he honestly he has not. But I'm not really confident on the chance of the other greyhounds to run it out either. Western Ace is obviously going to be a bit of a watch for me first up over the trip. So I'm going to take the greyhound who's been there and done it. So Rapido Jedi on top. From number 5, Western Ace, who's got the X factor, no doubt. For third, number 7 in Tilly Rose. She's another one who's just a bit like Rapido Jedi, sort of up on pace, but doesn't get an overly strong 700 for third. And for fourth, 6, Hippie Trail. 2, 5, 7, 6, race number 4.
I like Tilly Rose. I think she can actually break through for her first victory over this trip. She's been placed at 6 of 8 to date. She's got a very slow beginner on her inside, and I thought she gets across and can settle in second position behind Rapido Jedi, who's not strong. So I'm going 7 on top from number 5, West on Ace. It'll be interesting to see how he does handle this trip. 6, Hippie Trail will be running on, and 2, Rapido Jedi will be getting wobbly legs. 7, 5, 6 and 2 in race number 4. Race number 5 is the Greyhounds WA Spring Gift Final. Sunset Serengeti, one of the reserves, is also already out. Crystal Shinners has won this race the last 2 years, Solidified and Transcendent. And there's been some smart chasers prior to that. Vice Grip, Stargazer, Tommy Shelby, Quick Jagger, West on Hawkeye. You go all the way back to the likes of Billy the Duck and Billy Cruz, Stormac, and Pearl of Hamburg and Bright Idea won the race very early on. It's been going for many, many years, Shorty, over 50 years of racing here at Cannington. And a greyhound that certainly has got a very good record, impeccable record from box number 1 is Iconic Jet. The market's gone down for some reason, but Iconic Jet was the favourite earlier on in the week. Which way are you going here?
Yeah, Pete, just quickly too, thanks for going back. And I love it when you recap some of the winners of these features from years gone by. I'd say 5 of my all-time maybe favourite 20 greyhounds here in WA. You just mentioned on the way through there. Stormac too, when I was a young guy, Cozzy D'Agostino and Joe Panetta had so much success with that bitch. She was such a smart bitch through that generation. Obviously, Tommy Shelby.
I missed out a few. Big Bad Catherine. She was a star that went across to Queensland and I think ran third in the Nationals, and the boys won a lot of money. Allegro's son might have been owned by the Guru.
Yeah, it was. Absolutely it was.
Yeah. Miss Slick won a Perth Cup. Best of Times was a very good greyhound. Hot Irish. On coin for the late John Crosley. Yeah.
Billy the Duck, it was a favourite. What a good dog. Versatile dog it was. Yeah, but
you remember those dogs, Jesse?
I remember the last couple, probably the last 15 years. I can recall those winners, yeah.
Wait till you get to my age, Jesse, and you start reminiscing of some of the dogs you saw back in the day. You seem to remember those first ones when you first get involved in an industry like greyhound racing. You seem to remember those vividly, yeah.
Yeah, Reggie Might's one that really sort of, and through that generation it was Rapid Journey and Tent Hill Dole and Flying Amy. It was just a golden generation for greyhound racing, no doubt. We digress, though. It's a golden generation for our local canines when it comes to this race, because it's a really deep edition of the Spring Gift, and whoever wins it will say this time next year when we're doing the preview, there's been another really nice dog on the honour roll. You'd love to take any of these dogs home with you tonight, but I think the dog that'll be going home with the ribbon or the winning rug is Iconic Jet. Box draws are everything when it comes to these feature finals, and Iconic Jet, 6 starts from the cherry and has not wasted it on any occasion. Got the cash on all of them. 5.43 early last week was a dazzling early split, and prior to that, we've seen this dog just really, really make the most of inside draws. It dropped that 26.99 at Mandurah over the 488 metres. Anytime you're breaking 27, you're going enormous. And it broke the track record at Northam off box number 1, running 28.93. Get your head around that. Sub 29. So quite simply, the dog's flying. Speaking to the train yesterday, he's really happy with where Iconic Jet is. Look, you can't afford to do anything wrong when you look at the calibre of opposition that the dog's up against here, but it won't have any problems from Western Sydney in 2. Transcendent's not likely to get across and cause troubles from 3. Wisebarrow will begin and get up the track and take care of most of the sort of middle style runners. So it just leaves Iconic Jet with all the room it needs to muster through. And from there, if it runs, around that 29.6 range, which it probably will, more likely even quicker, I don't think they'll run down Iconic Jet. So a bit of a standout for me. It was around that 225 mark on the fixed odds with Tab Touch last night. From number 7, Miss Envy, last year's WA Greyhound of the Year. She is a very classy bitch, and look, you can't underestimate her. 2, Western Sydney will get back and be absolutely charging home late. This dog's got such a bright future, I think, over the longer trips. Just over the shorter sprint journey, often finds itself just a little bit too far out of its ground. Number 3 in Transcendent. Now, this dog, for me, it's in my black book. Its last 3 runs have all been superb. It's been smashed around early in the run to the first corner, and each time it's just picked itself up and smashed the line. It's almost to me racing now like it's screaming out for a little bit longer, just the way that it's finishing its races off and not being able to posse up early. Either that or a small downgrade, and the dog will return to the winners list. It's absolutely bursting to win a race, Transcendent. And 6, our Aussie Salute. Jamie Marsh has taken this dog to a new level in recent starts. It's a dog you have to include in your trifectas and first fours, but for me, I thought Iconic Jet from the draw would be too good for them. 1, 7, 2, 3.
I've gone 1, 2, 7 and 6 with 1 Iconic Jet on top. Just box number 1 in feature race finals worth their weight in gold, and of course, especially if you've got a greyhound who can take advantage of it. So Iconic Jet on top. From 2, Western Sydney, I think he's going to get a really nice card into this race and sit second on Iconic Jet at the first turn. For 3rd, number 7, Miss Envy, and for 4th, 6, our Aussie Salute. 1, 2, 7, 6, race number 5.
You're a very good judge, Jesse. I've gone 1, 2, 7 and 6 as well. Iconic Jet from the inside draw because of everything Shorty and you have mentioned with the early speed, the box draw and the times that he runs. I don't think they can catch him. Western Sydney is a greyhound that can sit very close though. 7, Miss Envy's chasing well, and our Aussie Salute. So 1, 2, 7 and 6 left out some very talented chasers in what is a classic race, the final of the Spring Gift. Race number 6 is over the 601 metres. The favourite is number 4, Western Prancer at $2.40. I'm actually tipping Max Capacity here, who's at $3.20. A greyhound that's been well supported at his last 2 outings since returning. I think he gets fitter. I think he can actually break through. From number 4, Western Prancer, who I don't have a lot of confidence in her. She's been beaten odds-on favourite over the 700 of the last 2. All About Cole and 8, Western Bernie, 6, 4, 7, 8.
Okay, look, I'm shopping for a little bit of value here with number 2, Ditalini Manelli. This greyhound, you go through the form and it's run some really nice races at different stages of its career. Can be a little bit of an in and out type, but I just thought in a race where there wasn't a stack of early pace, Ditalini Manelli's not known for its early zip itself, but I just think it can land in a half-decent position in this race, sort of housed down near the inside. 7 starts from box 2. It's had 2 wins and 4 placings, so it's been a box that's been good to this dog in the past. Last time out there, it made up superb ground behind Fleetwood Kazakh. I love the way that it finished its race off. I just thought it was an each-way option in a race where a couple of the dogs that are really capable, Max Capacity drew similar last week and found trouble. Similar could happen again, and Western Prancer can get out of its ground over this trip. So just looking for something each way, 2 each way from 6 Max Capacity, 4 Western Prancer. They're both massive dangers, and 8 Western Bernie, 2, 6, 4, 8.
Yeah, this is the burn victim stakes, isn't it? Western Prancer and Max Capacity haven't been very good to me over the last couple of weeks. So I'll go 6, 2, 4, 3, just a better price about Max Capacity. I think he's the better of the 600 metre dogs at the moment. From 2, Ditalini Manelli, I like what Shorty's thinking here. I think can run a really bold race. For 3rd, 4, Western Prancer. That was shocking last run. And for 4, 3, Rosie Brown. 6, 2, 4, 3, race number 6.
Famous saying, isn't it, when they're $1.20, $1.12, better than bank interest? And they get rolled as a $1.06 favourite last Sagrada last week.
and then all you hear is odds on, look on. Normally straight after they've been rolled at the short price.
So she goes around $1.45 on Saturday at this stage. Just needs a little bit of luck, and I think she'll win. There's a couple of good dogs in the race, though. Ironworks and Linguini Manelli, who defeated her last week. Our girl Jess has been chasing well over the 715, drops back to the 600, where I think she's better served now over the 700. 4, 5, 8, 7 last Sagrada. Let's hope that she can bounce back.
Yeah, very similar similar for me here. 4 on top, La Sagrada, 5 Ironworks, 7 Our Girl Jess, 8 Linguini Manelli.
I've gone 4, 5, 8, 7 for La Sagrada. I think it will bounce back, but it should be a really good race with Ironworks probably sitting close enough in a small field. 4, 5, 8, 7.
Burnt Passion is the favourite, currently at $2.25, Jesse, in race number 8, the final leg of the quaddie. Draws box number 1 for the first time in her career.
Yeah, I've made her one of the better bets on the card. I thought she could return to some winning form. She's a bit hit and miss, a hard one to sort of find on her night, but I think she's very well graded here. So Burnt Passion on top from 2 West on Madge, who hasn't done anything wrong of late. For third, 3 Starlight Tory, and for fourth, 4 Stroll, 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3 and 4 down the page for Jesse. Number 1, this is the best bet of the weekend, Burnt Passion. It's never drawn box number 1 in its life. It's won 4 of her last 8, so she's been really reliable lately, been showing good early pace. She'll be able to hold up off the inside. From there, a dog that runs 600, they won't see which way Burnt Passion's gone. Looks very difficult to oppose. From number 2, West on Madge, the Kennel Mate. Number 5, Biscotti Blast. Make sure you throw it in for trifectas and first fours at a price. And 7, Impress Hawkins. 1, 2, 5, 7. 1,
2, 3 and 4 Burnt Passion on top for me in race number 8. Race number 9 over the 520. Favourite is with number 4 West on Coal, currently at $3. I'm actually going for one here that's $8, one of the outsiders of, in fact, equal outsider of the field, and that's Girls Like You. I've been really impressed with the last 2 wins down at Mandurah. Both times have been really, really slick. She goes into the care of Cosy D'Agostino, doesn't lose anything there. So 6 on top from number 4 West on Coal, who has been a little bit costly to follow recently, although has been racing against some smart types, including Maylata. Number 1 Shepherd's Way is an interesting newcomer to the track, and 7 Disco Daisy was a winner from this draw 2 starts back. 6, 4, 1, 7.
4, 8, 6, 2 for me. 4 on top, West on Coal. Runner up 3 of its last 4. The Paws on the Till. 8 Torino. 6 in Girls Like You, and 2 Burglemere. 4, 8, 6, 2.
4, 6, 2 and 1 with 4 West on Coal. Hopefully can bounce on speed like he did when racing against Maylata. 3 back from 6 in Girls Like You, 2 Burglemere, and 1 Shepherd's Way. 4, 6, 2, 1.
Race number 10, no market up for the maiden. I'll go 8, 7, 3 and 4. Rip and Blue to be able to break through was really impressive in a recent qualifying trial, and then didn't have any luck at all when missing the kick. I just need him to jump. I'm sure the Shane Train can do that. So 8, 7, 3 and 4 in race 10.
All righty, I'll go with the 4 on top here. Sydney Cider for Glenn Curry. Always respect any new dogs this man has in his care. He's been a great trainer for a long period of time. From number 8, Rip and Blue, I think it can improve sharply here. I thought those two look to be the key prospects. 3 in Speedy Pongo, and number 6 in Night Fright. 4, 8, 3, 6.
We've seen some bad Saturday maidens. This is up there. 3, 7, 8 and 6 with 3 Speedy Pongo on top. 3, 7, 8, 6.
Good to see we have a race named after Tasmania. We stand with Tasmania, race 11 over the 520 metres, and Spooky Hook is currently the favourite at $2.10. I'm going that way. I think he'll be very hard to beat. He's got a very good record from the inside draw, and Andrew McLaren would have been wrapped when he drew that box. Number 7, Silent Assassin, has been impressive, winning at his last 2, and they have been from wide draws. Number 4, All About Stone, and 8, Fleetwood Kazakh has been racing well. 1, 7, 4, 8.
Yeah, I've got almost a bracket here. It's a tough race. I'm torn because Silent Assassin's been very good to me from wide draws at its last couple. Spooky Hook is on the downgrade, and generally there's a lot of winners that I like to find when they go from that city top grade, drop that half a grade to a mix 4-5, and they normally just win, especially when they draw their box. So that's what's happened here with Spooky Hook, and accordingly just slightly on top. 1 from 7, Silent Assassin, but there won't be much between them. 5, Dancing Dawn's going well, and 8, Fleetwood Kazakh. 1, 7, 5, 8.
Like Shorty said, the downgrade here, the only grade 4 in a mix 4-5. So Spooky Hook on top. From number 7 in the Silent Assassin, 4 All About Stone, and 5 Dancing Dawn. 1, 7, 4, 5.
And no market up in the last, Jesse. Which way are you going in the 12th?
It's a pretty open affair. I'm with Mandurah's Mask, who 3 back went 21.76. From 5 Rago Melody, 2 Cyclonic Clinton, and 6 Killer Kelly. 1, 5, 2, 6.
I'm sticking with my old mate Cyclonic Clinton here. The dog's racing really well at the moment for Benny McLean, and I thought it was a super chance again in this race. From 3, Hello Bailey, 6, Killer Kelly, number 8 in Sunset Amanda. Make sure you include the 1 and also the 4 there, Arctic Crop and Mandurah's Mask. They're not out of it. Another open race, 2, 3, 6 and 8, Pete.
He should have won his last 2. Cyclonic Clinton got a check at an important point, was only beaten ahead last start, so I'm going 2 on top. 3, Hello Bailey, who's dropping back in grade. Number 1, Mandurah's Mask, and 6, Killer Kelly. 2, 3, 1 and 6. Your best and a quaddie, please, Shorty.
Best bets, race 3, number 4, Banali. Race 5, number 1, Iconic Jet. Race 8, number 1, Burnt Passion. All three of those at the moment anywhere between $2.25 and about $3. So it should be a nice multi if they can land. Quaddie, 1, 2, 3, 7, leg 1. Second leg, 2, 4, 6 and 8. Third leg, 4 and 5. Final leg, 1 and 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8, 4, 5, 1, 2. $64 for a full unit. $6.40 will get you 10%. How about you, Jesse?
Oh, well, I'm very confident with you, Shorty. Burnt Passion, race 3, number 4. Race 8, number 1, at least, Burnt Passion. And race 3, number 4, Benali. They're my two plays for the weekend. Quaddie will go 1, 2, 7 the first leg, 2, 4, 6 the second leg, 4 and 5 the third leg, standout 1 in the final leg.
Pete?
I'm going with you boys as well. Race 3, number 4, and race 8, number 1. So Benali into Burnt Passion. Chris Holst there with a
We'll firm
double.
those up now.
Sorry?
We'll get those prices firmed up now, Pete.
Let's hope so. All right. Good luck tonight and tomorrow night, Jesse.
Thank you.
I'm tipping you've got at least 2 winners over the weekend. Don't come in next week if you haven't trained
I've only got 2 dogs in.
Hey, Pete, and congratulations. Last Friday night, got the cash in the big feature race. And I tell you, I was listening to the race on the radio and I could barely hear the broadcaster. There must have been 1,000 people here screaming the winners on.
It was remarkable, the weather. Mandurah had the same sort of weather down there last Friday, but the weather up here was terrible. But it was a really good crowd on course. And, yeah, great to win a Group 1 in harness racing. Only been in the sport for a short period of time as an owner. And he's got a full brother that's about to come through next year as well, which will be exciting. And
you got a share in that as well?
I've got a share as well in that, and Chris Holst has got a share in it as well. So
excellent.
A few harness people that'll be getting, a few greyhound people will be getting involved in it as well. But
well done to a couple of our trainers and also Samara. I'm pretty sure Samara and Linda Britton were involved in a horse that won for Dave Harrison yesterday there at Bunbury yesterday.
Bunbury,
yeah. So well done. Well done. I love seeing the cross-code stuff that goes on. It's great for everybody to support each other. And one of the dogs that we've just tipped there, Mickey George is involved with from the world of harness racing into the sport of greyhound racing there with Saturday night. Burnt Passion, I think, is the dog that they've had a lot of fun with.
And there's a big race coming up in a few weeks called the Golden Slipper, which was going to be a clash between Wishing Bell, which is meant reportedly the best 2-year-old in Western Australia. She won the Phillies Classic. I heard this morning that she's not going to be going around, so it's going to give Ideal Beach a real chance. And Wishing Bell, the reason I started that...
Is
Wishing
that another
Bell,
Group 1?
Won a Group 1.
If you don't mind, Jesse.
Wishing Bell was bred by Cody Charles.
Oh, geez. So there's a lot of greyhound connection.
Yeah, so...
and Ross Fitzgerald.
She's very,
a great
very
man
smart.
from Steel Blue.
Steel Blue.
He's got the Midas touch.
Morts.
Just stick with him. Stick with him and you'll be all right, Pete.
Looking forward to another big night tonight at Mandurah and also here at Gloucester Park. Good luck, boys, over the weekend, and we'll look forward to catching up with you again next week. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with race day after this.